Aftermath of the 47-day condition. This is going to be a short video. I'm actually only going to say one thing. Burp. No, that's not the one thing. Um, you ever see somebody just like they're burping when they do that? When there's an intake of breath, it's like you intake the air, the oxygen and nitrogen of the air around you into the, I don't know, the larynx, the air pipe, and that's pushing down the gas that's there, which that pressure I think makes it shoot back up, hence the burp. I'm a scientist, trust me, don't look it up. The one thing I want to say is that there's so much I could say. I was not successful in my 47-day condition. My 47-day condition included 10 different stipulations. One was plenty of food, or plenty of vegetables and fruit as far as food. One was to have no sweets, no juice, uh, minimal butter on my toast, or margarine, or minimal jam on anything, minimal syrup if I had waffles. And another stipulation was to have no animal meat. Another one was to have no animal secretions. Another one was to pray for 3 hours a day. My definition of prayer is sitting or lying down and breathing and focusing on your feelings and talking to God. Another one was to exercise daily, either by walking an hour or by walking up 8 flights of stairs. And then the ones to do with sexuality were as follows: no masturbation, no pornography, no ogling. Um, the first 6 days I was rather successful, and then I masturbated, and uh, I felt a lot of shame from doing that, and then I was, from that point forward, not successful until later, towards the end of the condition, that I tried as a Hail Mary to uh, make another go at it, and I did 1 or 2 days where I was successful, and then nothing after that. So, in large part, I'm very ashamed that I was not successful, and I don't want to look at that shame. And I have a lot of, at least right now in my life, I have a lot of anger. But that's another issue. The one thing that I want to say is that it seems to me proven, not beyond a shadow of a doubt, but largely proven to myself, that it's not about what you say or do, it's about how you feel. So, what do I mean when I say that? Jesus talks about your emotions. And basically, behind everything that we do, there is the motivation to do it. You don't just buy a ticket to Disneyland. You have to have felt about it, you have to have thought about it before you actually did it. There's another burp. For my money, no one does anything without first having thought about it. And as far as this lifestyle regimen, which I called the real me, this 47-day lifestyle regimen is concerned, I found that um, the motivation that I had to go against one of the stipulations that I created for myself was the thing at the end of the day that I was fighting against in every instance. So what do I mean when I say that? Let's say I wanted to masturbate. Um, if the desire to do that, if the motivation to do that was very strong inside of me, there was almost no way that I could stop myself from masturbating. And I guess what I want to say is that it's something that kind of works on you. It it's not just one inclination at one time, one moment. It's something that builds. It it becomes its own monster in the case of something that's not good. Um, Now, in the case of something that you want to do that's good, you know, it can build in its own way. Of course, it's not negative. It's not a monster. If you want to help someone or do something for the world, or you have a desire to fulfill your passions, you know, that desire builds and builds and builds, and then you find yourself engaging that passion, and that's good. I wouldn't call that a monster. But as regards one of your addictions, which in my case I would call masturbation an addiction at this point in my life, um, it starts, you know, as this little seed, and it grows, it germs and grows, and I found it impossible to fight the fully grown monster. It's too big, too huge, and I suppose there's no real fine point on this message here, but if I could try to complete this idea as best I can, um, I do believe the feelings are important, the feelings that we have inside of ourselves, our inclinations, our motivations, our desires, that is something we need to pay attention to. And I don't know that I've learned too much from this. I don't feel that I'm successful necessarily in my 47-day condition. As I said, I have a lot of shame in it, but I do feel that that's one thing I can take away from it. And time will tell, and further engagement into these kinds of, you know, exercises in my life, these personal studies will tell as to the veracity of these ideas. Thanks for watching. I know it was a long video, and I hope you're doing well.